So, at the front and the back of this room are two banners that I painted of men who live in Guantanamo Detention Center in Cuba. These men were associated somehow with the 9/11 attacks, really for no good reason. They were just picked up off the streets in Yemen. Their names are Ghaleb al-Bahani back here, and this is Mohammed al-Hamiri. Both of these men have been cleared for release years ago. That means that the courts, military courts, found absolutely no reason to even press charges against either one of these men. Bush just called a bunch of people the worst of the worst and planned this detention center. It started out with 779 people. Almost all of them have been released. There's 155 left. Of those 155 men that are still there, 77 of them have been completely cleared for release. And yet these men were called the worst of the worst. So I just wanted to mention these men. I'm not going to talk too much about Guantanamo tonight, but they are always in my heart, our brothers in Guantanamo. Now, I started paying really serious attention to United States foreign policy decisions after 9/11, as Bush rushed to war in Afghanistan and throughout the whole lead-up to the war in Iraq. After months of closely researching the Bush administration's claims about weapons of mass destruction, I was completely convinced that the Iraq war was totally based on lies. This led me to protest the war at its start by getting arrested on March 20, 2003, the first day of the war. I joined a group of 9 people to block the entrance to the Montana State Capitol in Helena. After spending one night in jail, I went home and watched the news very closely as, with Bush's Operation Shock and Awe, thousands of people were blown out of existence. I was traumatized by this, and I continue to be traumatized by the ruthless killing machine of my country's government and military. What saves me from feeling thoroughly overwhelmed and depressed is a daily routine of action, including speaking the truth about the horrors I see, and also engaging in those things which keep me mentally healthy and physically healthy and happy. And now, after our country has been at war in Iraq over 10 years, Bush, years ago, publicly admitted there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And furthermore, a Senate Intelligence Committee spent 5 years to produce a nonpartisan report about justification of war in Iraq. This report said that the evidence that was used to justify the war was, quote, uncorroborated, contradicted, or even non-existent. Has anyone been held accountable for this illegal, immoral war? No. Of all the terrible things going on in the world which I can oppose, I am choosing to focus on what I see as the worst of the worst, which is the rampant, indiscriminate killings of people by my government. I want to see the truths revealed, the truth tellers supported, and the people who lead our country and its soldiers to perform immoral, unconscionable acts, held accountable for their actions. This holding war criminals accountable was one of the themes of the Occupy movement. And I'm not going to talk much about Occupy, but I'll just read a poem that I wrote while I was at the Occupy Washington, D.C. encampment. This is the poem. A friend of mine had been playing the song Wagon Wheel, and it has kind of inspired me to write this. And also our encampment was right in between the White House and the Capitol building. You could see the Capitol building from the plaza where we were, called Freedom Plaza, and just a couple blocks away was the White House. Not far at all. And we were always doing marches to the Capitol, to the White House, the Supreme Court. So that's reflected in this poem. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain, like the metro train. Back and forth, Capitol and Supreme Court, Big Mama in the White House, rock me. I am sad, Mama. I feel scared. Mama, I just want you to rock me. I'm not going away, Mama. I will find some crumbs left behind. I put up my colorful tent right outside your window. Look at me, Mama. Why won't you look? Hear me shout, Mama. My voice and feet on the street. I will rock your house, Mama. I tell you the truth, Mama. You are lying to me. You are destroying my home. You are stealing from me. You are killing lots of people, Mama. You lock me up when I speak the truth. You are not in your right mind, Mama. Please understand, we mean you no harm. We just want to tend our land and its people. So we start with this square. Come on down, Mama, and meet my friends.